Today on Eat Like a Local, we're doing coastal seafood, and there's a couple of places that I think are really doing it well. BB's, Tex Orleans, the seafood boil, the shrimp po' boy, the Best Stop Boudin. I mean, it's all really hitting. And then Monument Inn, one of the places that really grabs my heart. I can sit and have crab stuffed jalapenos and fried shrimp and watch giant tankers go by. It's one of the first places I went to when I started thinking about coming to Houston. Two iconic places in Houston. Let's go for this today. All right, so super excited about the day on Eat Like a Local. We're at Monument Inn. You got giant ships cruising by you. You're sitting here eating fried shrimp and crab stuffed jalapenos. It's a special place. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love this restaurant so much. So let's go. Sitting with Bob Laws. One of the most exciting places I could think of being at, because I truly love this restaurant. When my parents moved here and I was still living in Oklahoma, I flew down for the weekend and they brought me here. And I was like, I think I'm gonna move to Houston because of this restaurant.
See what I did?
I know, right? And so when did you start this restaurant?
I bought it in 1990, but the restaurant was an ongoing business in 1974 on.
But it wasn't in this location?
No, it was down the street somewhere. So my wife used to work for the guy who owned Monument Inn, and she was the director of operations at the time, and he decided to sell the Monument Inn for some reason. My wife was walking past the accountant's office when they were meeting, and the accountant said she'd be a good person to sell the restaurant to.
And so you'd been in the restaurant business before anyway, or the food business, if you will.
Since I was 13.
Since you were 13.
I owned a motion picture catering business.
Good.
Well, I catered motion picture locations for the cast and crew all across the country.
And then you just went 2 feet in and bought a giant restaurant.
Yeah, I did. At the time, she was the restaurant guru. I was just doing the catering thing.
You don't just drive by this.
No, we're a destination for sure.
Yeah, the only way you're driving by this is if you're coming off
The ferry.
the ferry.
Or if you're visiting the monument, I guess, and decide to go grab a bite to eat. In the summertime, we get some tourists in here.
But this place is busy.
We're a busy restaurant. The thing that I think makes Monument Inn popular is that we're comfort food. People are comfortable coming here. You really don't have to dress up. They know what they know what they're going to get when they get here. And this is the place they come make memories and birthday parties and anniversaries.
And I think one of the reasons, like, why it becomes such a good family restaurant and people have these, strong memories of here is not just the food, but then you turn around and you see tankers just going by and all the ships going by. You can't get this close to these tankers anywhere else.
I remember when we burned down the street and we came here, every time a boat would go by, we'd run over to the window and I look outside and go, oh, look at that big boat. And the kids love it.
Yeah, just face planted
A lot
up
of
against
people,
it.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like a kid right now.
If you aren't used to seeing it, then yeah, it is special.
I mean, I know we're doing this, but I keep because I still am a kid.
And that's a good one.
And that's just all day long.
Yeah.
Every day.
Mm-hmm. Both directions.
So food-wise, and this is why I love this restaurant so much, is the crab stuffed jalapeno. Because I love a good deviled crab stuffed inside of a jalapeno and then fried. It's just one of those beautiful dishes, and I don't think anybody... It's arguably my favorite one that I've ever had.
It's our most popular appetizer, for sure.
And then you talk fried shrimp, you talk about some of the shrimp dishes, the fish dishes. What is the key order here?
Nobody fries fish at home or fries shrimp or any of that. Nobody does that at home. And when people come here, that's what they normally get because they're going to get something that they can't make at home or won't do at home.
And you guys just do it perfectly. I mean, you do it really well.
Well, we've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, not all fried shrimp is created equal.
No.
I mean...
Stuffed jalapenos, super popular.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Pan-fried shrimp, blackened redfish monumental sauce, which is I normally would get. I'm going to eat fresh fish. And then crawfish etouffee.
That looks fantastic. Blackened redfish, monumental sauce. What exactly is monumental sauce? Other than the name being very tying into the whole thing.
Cute, isn't it?
I know, I like it. I like it.
It's a beurre blanc sauce with crawfish, shrimp, and oysters.
And then, but you can get the fish no matter what. Like, whatever fish you guys have, blackened, broiled, fried, grilled.
Any way you want it.
And then the amount of sauces that you have the monumental sauce, you have a pontchartrain sauce.
And Orleans sauce.
And Orleans sauce.
This is like a crawfish-based sauce.
That's nice. But like, if you look at this, like that is perfectly blackened. You told me that your chef's been here 34 years.
Correct.
I mean, there is no straying from execution on this.
No, this is probably the millionth blackened redfish they cook.
I mean, that's just so much. That's, I mean, how many times has he made that fish? Like, that's insane.
It's unbelievable. No, I don't know.
This, to me, is perfection.
You saw a lot of them.
You know why? Because I think just in Texas, you say crab meat, and you say stuffed, and you say jalapeno, you're in.
Yeah.
Your team's got to be cutting and scraping jalapenos all day long.
Bread them up and we fry them, and good to go. That's the best part.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this is just like comfort food at its best. Literally at its best.
Still good.
Still? Yeah.
34 years later, still good.
Oh, look at this. That's what we were talking about. Like, as part of the meal here, this basket of deliciousness.
It's normally regular rolls and cinnamon rolls, but I know you have a sweet tooth, so I got just cinnamon rolls.
It's pretty special. It's not something you expect, right?
No, especially getting the cinnamon rolls before dinner.
They're so good.
So those are all made every morning too. Same two girls have been making bread here for 28 years. And how they do it, I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of rolls.
And so like that is part of the meal, and it's perfect, is pretty impressive. Because I do think that a lot of times when you just go out and you get bread, it's like, it's okay. That's memorable.
Yeah, that's our chips and salsa.
Yeah.
Right? And it's something to eat while you're waiting for your food, and who doesn't like cinnamon rolls?
This is kind of the pan-fried classic.
Pan-fried shrimp, seasoned flour, buttermilk, fried, real quick.
That's great, though.
Yeah, it is.
Really one of the most beautiful pieces of like blackened redfish that I've seen in a long time.
It's a good portion, too. We don't
that's a whole
we don't skimp here.
It's delicious. Lemon butter, right?
You can calorie count if you're here, but it's not recommended.
I mean,
if you go out to eat, you need to eat. That's what I think about it.
Especially when I get cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
I mean, stuffed jalapenos doesn't say I'm for the light meal. Oh, and that's really nice too. You do both sides, not just one.
Yeah, so we do both sides, and redfish is probably our #1 fish seller, followed by mahi.
I'm just telling you. Thank you so much, Bob. Like,
well, you are welcome.
This restaurant is so special to me personally. The seafood here is so good. Then you throw in the crab stuffed jalapenos and heck, the cinnamon rolls, right?
Can't beat that.
And then I might still be in Tulsa, Oklahoma, if it wasn't for this restaurant.
Well, I'm glad we brought you here.
I haven't really said that
Brought
before,
you out of Tornado Alley.
Yeah, got out of there. My parents were like, look at this. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is it. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for giving me an opportunity in Houston.
Be well, my friend.
You too. Thank you. What do you get here? Crab stuffed jalapenos, check. Blackened redfish, pick a sauce, doesn't really matter. They're all really good. Pontchartrain, monumental is what we had today. Delicious. Fried shrimp, take the panko or the pan fried that's dipped in buttermilk. Two different textures, two different flavors, equally as delicious. Save room because you get those cinnamon rolls right in the middle. You get the whole salad, you get the rolls, but the cinnamon rolls, make sure you pack one to go. All right, so we just finished Monument Inn. Let's head on over to BB's. Let's go eat. All right, so BB's, Tex Orleans, look at this. Tex Cajun, your fries, po' boys, red beans, gumbo. But more than just that, the seafood boil is fantastic. Can't wait for you to see this. Brooks, thanks for having us today.
Thank you, man.
From Houston.
From Rockdale, Texas, actually.
Rockdale, Texas?
Yeah, went to U of H.
You're a high jumper.
I was a high jumper, yeah. That's why I came to U of H.
And you won...
I won conference.
Conference.
Conference USA champion.
I mean, not many people can say that.
That's pretty cool, man.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you got into this business, why?
Well, if you're a track and field athlete, you don't get full scholarships.
Yeah.
So parents were like, hey, you need to
Good job.
bring home some bacon a little bit, so to speak. So I started waiting tables. I went through the entrepreneurship program at University of Houston, and there they connect you with mentors. My mentor got me a job at his restaurant. Loved it. I loved the industry. I always had the dream, though, to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like when I came to Houston and I started seeing the food scene, I was like, I want to have my own restaurant. Like I was 18, and that's what I was committed to.
That's amazing to know that at 18.
Yeah.
So the concept of BB's.
Tex Orleans.
Tex Orleans. So where did that come out?
My mother is from South Louisiana, Morgan City, Louisiana. My dad's from Central Texas, so I grew up eating just country Cajun food, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're always going to South Louisiana, and it's always centered around three things. Got there, there's a hot pot of gumbo waiting on us. Always boiled seafood, depending on the time of the year.
Yeah.
It was either crawfish, shrimp, or blue crabs. And lunch was po' boys.
It's hard to beat any of that.
Yeah, it's just killer, man. Took that and kind of meshed it with just country Texas style food, Houston's food scene.
Yeah.
And created this kind of unique Cajun concept. Yeah.
You see the list on the menu where it's like the Mama's gumbo and like who's Mama?
Yeah, so she's my inspiration behind the brand.
Yeah.
That was my mother's mom, my grandma. When I opened the restaurant, her and my mother came up for about 2 weeks and helped me get some basic recipes together.
Good.
They don't cook with recipes, as you know. Most grandmas don't cook with recipes.
You're trying to chase her down and write it down.
Yeah, that was a pretty challenging experience. You know, the gumbo is her recipe. Our gravy on our roast beef debris po' boy is her recipe.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always nice when you have something that's from your family. Grandma, I'm going to show the world.
Yeah.
Like what you do. It's such an honor thing to do. You think of a po' boy shop, but you definitely have the little twists.
We do have some twists
of Texas stuff to it.
You know, I think it's kind of my love for Tex-Mex. We use a lot of jalapenos. We have some. We have these little pollo bullets, which is a bacon wrapped chicken stuffed with cream cheese and jalapeno.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
And that's on a po' boy too.
That is on a po' boy.
You can do
as
that on
well.
a po' boy too.
We have these combo platters where it's like a boudin, a boudin flauta, an empanada, and red beans and rice and a taco. You know, and it's like Cajun, but kind of Tex-Mex, but Cajun.
But I can also come in and get queso.
Absolutely.
And can I get the debris in the queso?
You could, yeah.
See, like
That's it. You used to do that. Used to be a staff favorite.
I feel like I've seen that here before. What are your favorites on this menu?
I'm a shrimp po' boy guy all day, man. It's
Yeah.
super easy. It's been one of our highest sellers since day one. I love our roast beef debris po' boy. It's not a highly ordered item, but it's something that'll always be on the menu.
That's like OG New Orleans.
It's OG
though.
New Orleans, man.
And then other things that like you guys do here. Like,
A lot of boiled seafood.
I mean, your
very-
crawfish season.
Yeah, I mean,
I see the lines of people just, I mean, even the to go. And I always love a good boil house, right? But it's very seasonal.
Very
traditionally,
seasonal, absolutely.
Right? But it's always traditionally gone towards crawfish season.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can't get those flavors any time of the rest of the year. But you guys, outside of crawfish season, will do the shrimp, Dungeness crabs. You've got 3 different types of sausage.
Yeah.
I think monster greens, which is like Brussels sprouts and what?
green beans.
But
a
it's all
lot
the
of
greens,
them.
right? Brussels
Yeah.
sprouts, green beans, broccoli, a
Broccoli,
boiled egg.
yep. And boiled egg.
But you can get into mushrooms. You can get into the whole list of things on that. What's your method? Because every place has a different
Yeah,
style.
so we have 2 styles. You know, our what put us on the map style we call is our Tex Orleans sauce. You know, we have a roll and boil. We got the boil water, seasoned up with lemon and Cajun herbs and a little liquid crab boil, and that's ripping all day long. And then we'll get the crawfish in there, we'll boil them, pull them out, and we hit them with our sauce, which is a wet Cajun sauce that's just, you're gonna get your hands dirty, and you're gonna be
like that.
licking your fingers, and we hit it with a little dry seasoning as well. So it's just really messy experience, but it's delicious.
You've done a good job of like being able to build a new thing, but still keep the past.
Yes.
Your boudin.
Boudin's killer. We've if you drive to New Orleans, there's a little meat market shop there. It's called the Best Stop.
Oh yeah.
Their boudin, in my opinion, is just the best. So we're actually their first customer in Texas. Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now they just opened a spot here in town. Out in Katy.
Yeah, they sure did. This is cool.
Their boudin is arguably some of the best in around.
Yeah.
And so what boudin is, traditionally it was all of the offal and all the offcuts, the liver, like a lot of liver, and I don't really think that really anybody uses liver anymore.
No.
So there's just, you're poaching a pork shoulder, you're grinding it with the onion, celery, and bell pepper, and then rice, and then it's green onion seasoned and mixed into a casing. There's no less than 20 pounds of boudin in my freezer at all times. And you Texas this up,
I mean,
you got a side of queso with it.
why not?
Get myself a cracker, a little boudin on it, a little bit of mustard on it,
Man.
and then this. Yeah. This is a perfect like baseball snack,
Boom.
football game,
Yep.
Tuesday afternoon, Monday afternoon. Come on. Here we start. I mean, the shrimp po' boy is awesome,
Classic.
right? Half pound of shrimp.
Half pound of shrimp.
I mean,
It's a
the
lot.
fallout factor on this.
It's overstuffed.
It's almost like you need a third piece of bread just to put back in what you lost.
It's a good idea. Great idea.
And then the roast beef the po' boy. So this is
You're classic, man.
You're using the chuck eye roll, braising it down,
Yep.
shredding, pulling in the
Bring
gravy.
that up, yep.
And that's just perfect. And then over here, it's kind of that Tex Orleans type
This is Tex
thing,
Orleans.
right?
This is
queso.
this is probably our number one.
This is your.
Tex Orleans. So take care if you had too much fun the night before.
That's it, right? That's
Yeah.
what you were trying. I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out the words. It's like the remedy.
Make sure.
That's dirty.
I'm good, right?
That'll set you right. All right. So
love
this Leidenheimer bread.
Yeah.
So straight from New Orleans.
Leidenheimer bread. Classic New Orleans style po' boy.
That's great.
Right.
The bread's great. That is tomato. The beef, though.
Cool.
I mean, I know it's in that too, but
Yeah.
that's really fantastic.
Good.
How do you even attack this? I mean,
First,
cornmeal fry. It's delicious.
cornmeal fry, Gulf brown, Texas Gulf shrimp.
That's important.
40 counts.
You gotta pick it up and put it back in.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
eating a big.
And that little piece right there.
Boom.
Look like you get a po' boy and a fried shrimp platter at the same time.
That's right.
It's awesome. So
That's a Texas Twister here. And half frozen margarita, half frozen hurricane.
that would make me become a frozen drink kind of person.
Good, right?
Yeah.
That sweetness you get from the hurricane is kind of zapped away
Yeah.
by the margarita.
The acidity in that margarita really balances out.
Exactly.
How dangerously good. I could eat this all day.
Yeah.
All right, so we switch these out, right? You can come in and get the po' boy, the gravy fries, but then you can also come in and get a piece of roasted, blackened redfish and crawfish etouffee, or, the forever awesome shrimp and grit dish.
Yeah. My mom's recipe, and they're really good. Simple, zesty andouille cream sauce, big 16-count shrimp, blackened. Really easy, simple. Collard greens, get the southern hit.
And then this is Mama's, right? Your grandmother's
Yeah, it's my
gumbo?
grandma's chicken and sausage gumbo. Actually, it's more.
I like it when people do their research on gumbo
Yeah,
and understand like the complexities and differences.
yeah. One thing I learned about gumbo is you're setting yourself up for failure. Because everybody's grandma's gumbo is better than yours. Get used to it. When we first get started, that's our pitch. I was like, hey, when you get the complaint, just say, hey, no matter what, your grandma's gumbo is better than ours.
Oh, and you have to
No
say
matter what.
You get into gumbo, and those are fighting words.
It's fighting words.
That's
It's personal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Very personal.
This is fantastic. This regional cuisine is what we need to see more of. Redfish, our waters. Crawfish, our waters.
right.
Crab meat, our waters.
That's right.
Shrimp, our waters. Like that is rice, our area. Greens, our area. This whole plate is
Yeah. That's right.
East Texas
Yep.
on. Up next, we dive into the seafood boil. Pure excitement. All right, so we want to hear where you're eating too. So hit us up on Instagram at EatLikeALocalTX. Tell us where you're eating. We want to come see what you see. All right? See you then. The seafood boil, BB's is doing this one right. You can do this any time of the year. You get king crab, Dungeness crab, snow crabs, blue crabs, shrimp, sausage, everything that you want. You never know how the crawfish season's gonna go, but this will always be here.
But this flavor is what we all crave. What happens when it's not crawfish season is very clear and evident right here in front of me. Boiled seafood, right? Shrimp and the crabs. You've got Dungeness in here, you've got snowies, and then all the things that you guys add into it. I mean, the list of
the add-ons is extensive.
Add-ons.
It's its own section.
Which is awesome. Because I can have 4 different types of sausage. I can have the corn. I can have edamame, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, eggs, which is very Louisiana, southern, just a boiled egg in a boil. And then this is the Texas wet.
It's our Texas wet, yeah. It's our Tex Orleans.
Tex Orleans?
That's our OG style right here, man.
I feel like this is going to be the one.
It's going to get, you're going to need that.
I feel like this is like you have to have the roll. Look at that. And then this just breaks off into sections, right? You separate it right there. And this is the same kind of thing as a blue crab. And you peel this piece back, and you've got this amazing piece of like jumbo. I get all the flavors of the crawfish season.
It's a lot about the experience too with this one. So it's more of a sit around and hang because you're having this and you're slowly drinking some cold beers. And
which one is that?
That's that pork from Price X. You get the pineapple?
That pineapple.
It's good, right? Get that little sweetness.
That's really good.
With the spice, I know. It's best with here. If you eat it without the spicy sauce, it's not the same.
It's really good.
What's to order at BB's? Get that smoked boudin from Best Stop. Always delicious. The gumbo, it's his grandmother's recipe. I mean, come on. Grab you a shrimp po' boy. But the piece de la resistance, it's that seafood boil. Crabs, shrimp, sausage. Whee! Other places to go check out for killer Gulf Coast seafood. Josephine's, Eugene's Gulf Coast, and right in the middle of Montrose. It's in the neighborhood. Christie's, out on Westheimer, been there forever. George and the team just doing it right. And then always Good Company Seafood. It's just so delicious. So we finished our rainy day gumbo, po' boy, and that seafood boil. Man, I'm gonna be thinking about those Dungeness crabs for a while. That Alaskan snow, yeah, that too. God, it's so good. All right, what's next? My wife says, quit measing the table. And I'll just sit and do this, and I'll just build a stack next to me. And she's like, what are you doing? You're such a weirdo. Oh, but when you need one, you'll be asking me for it.